Welcome back to Raiding the Crates on DC Radio. We're here celebrating our 4th anniversary, and we come bearing gifts. Well, actually, one lovely gift. I present to you the vocalist with the voice that is smooth as honey butter. The Crates welcomes Miss Maysa Lee. Welcome, Maysa, and happy belated birthday.
Hi. Hello.
It's so nice to see you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much. Now, a little bit about your career. You began your career in Stevie Wonder's backup group, Wonder Love. What was that experience like?
Oh, it was magical and wonderful and fun and an experience. It was scary too because I was a newbie on the block, and it was interesting, I could say, to say the least, because being a new girl, you had to live up to these standards of being in Wonder Love,
Yes.
and but I did my best I fought hard and worked hard to kind of get in that, join the club. So I'm honored that I even got the opportunity.
Then you next became the standout member of the London-based jazz group Incognito.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about? Especially, I read about your audition.
Yeah. Well, I was in the California singing with Stevie at the time. Stevie had gone on this a big world tour, and because I was a newbie, I wasn't asked to go on that tour. So I was doing other jobs, like working around, the city, doing stuff with other singers, managing groups and stuff. And I happened to Bridget Bryant, one of the singers in Wonder Love, suggested me for a jazz song that this producer named Steve Harvey, the drummer from Scotland, was doing. And so I started working with Steve and Steve Harvey, and I started doing these sessions with him. And one day he called me. He said, "Maysa, one of my best friends in England is looking for a new American singer for his band called Incognito. Are you interested in auditioning?" And I was like, "Well, absolutely. That's what I came to California to do, was to start my career. And I wanted to, I didn't want to go back to Baltimore. So I was like, let me get started." So so one day I was working, I was at the May Company, which is Macy's kind of thing. So I was working there, and I got sick, and I went home early, and Bluey called me on the phone, and he said, "Hi, my name is Bluey. Steve, give me your number, and we're going to talk about music. I want you to sing a little bit for me over the phone, but then we're going to bring you to England for your full audition." And I was like, wow, this is all like a whirlwind happened. So we just had a long discussion about music and jazz, funk, and soul, and how much I love that. And we talked about my heroes, Shaka Khan and Earth, Wind and Fire and all this, Rufus and all that kind of stuff. So then he said, "Well, can you sing?" And so I did. I sang "Don't You Worry About a Thing." And he asked me to change the key and sing it again. And I did. And he said, "Okay, Maysa, you sound great. I'm going to call you tomorrow. I'll call you soon and let you know when you're coming over." But the next morning, his manager called me. He said, "Maysa, I don't know what you sang to Bluey, but you got the gig. We're not calling anybody else." So I was like elated. I was like, "Wait a minute, I got the gig. What does this mean?" He said, "Yeah, we're going to send you some money. We're going to let you pack up your stuff in California, and then we're going to bring you to England so you can move to England." And I was like, whoa. So within a couple of weeks, I think I had packed up everything I had in my apartment in California. I UPS'd it back to my parents, and I got on that plane and went to London.
And that's all she wrote. It's history. Now, so many of your fans came to Maysa through Incognito, and that relationship lasted. I said so many of your fans came to you through Incognito, and that relationship actually still lasts to this very day. Did you just have a tour or performance with them recently?
Yeah, we did some performances just before COVID started. We did a lot of stuff. And anticipate next year. We had some coming up, but because of the restrictions, they can't come over here right now. So I'm kind of stepping in and doing my solo show with some Incognito music in it. Stuff that I've performed just kind of so people won't be so upset, But we have big plans for next year when everything calms down again, to go on a big tour.
Good. Now, going to your solo project, you released your first solo project in 1995 with the album Maysa. And since then, you released 8 albums, right?
No, this 14.
More than 8?
I'm working on number 14.
14? Oh,
yes.
Wikipedia was wrong.
No, I'm going to go Wikipedia. Yep, I'm working on album 14 right now.
I know I was 8 was like, I was like, that's kind of low because I know I've got more than 8 Maysa albums. So 14. Excuse Wikipedia's mistake.
Yeah, I would have to talk to Wikipedia about that.
Yes. And you even released an album last year. I mean, it was a live album called Live at the Birchmere.
Oh
And
yes.
then you released, in I believe it was 2014, my
Mhm.
favorite Maysa album, because
Oh wow.
I'm a Christmas fanatic.
Oh, oh wow.
Very Maysa Christmas. I played that. I almost said the vinyl because if I had the CD, I played that all the time.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, a lot of fans that I talk to when I talk about Maysa, they always say, "What about Out of the Blue?" That seems to be their favorite album.
Oh
What is with
yeah.
that album? Everybody is that everybody's favorite album?
Yeah, it really is amazing. That one and the first album and All My Life, those three albums really did a lot for my career. Yeah, Out of the Blue especially. That I don't know, it's just the energy I think from my, I coming out of Japan, having my son in Japan and
Mhm.
us getting through all that drama. And I think I was just purging spiritually, I was purging everything at that time, like you know, trying to heal from all the trauma of the whole situation. So, but it's just amazing. My son is strong and healthy and beautiful, and he's working hard, and he has a beautiful girlfriend. And it's like, it's amazing how God brought us through from somebody being born at 2 pounds and going down to 1.7 pounds. And then he's now big and strong and healthy. So it's just amazing
I know
being birthed.
you were so happy when you got a chance to bring him back from Japan. I know he
Yeah.
was there for a minute when you
Yeah.
had to come back and get him, right?
Yeah. Half months. He had to gain, he had to be 5 pounds in order to get on the airplane.
But all is well. Now,
Yeah.
Out of the Blue had hits like
Uh-huh.
Friendly Pressure, Mr. Mr. So Damn Fine, the title
Uh-huh.
tune. And it also had covers of Earth, Wind and Fire's Head to the Sky and Slant Family Stone's Family Affair. Now, you do a
Uh-huh.
lot of covers on your albums. How do you
Mm-hmm.
decide which covers get the Maysa treatment?
It's just songs that I love, songs that I really love. Bluey suggested, he said, Maysa, your voice, you should do male covers mostly. And I have done. I
Mhm.
mostly cover male vocals. It's a nice challenge. And I just think that, of course, there's a lot of songs that I loved, growing up. I mean, we grew up in the 70s. She was the best music ever. So it's a lot to choose from.
Now, my partner Brian Johnson told me to make sure that I asked and talked about the very first Soul Train Awards.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Yes.
and I believe you won the first
Century.
Centric Award in
Yeah.
2009.
Mhm.
What an honor was that?
I know, to get the first one is just amazing. And I'll cherish that forever. I see everybody every year get the Century one. I was like, I got the first one. I got
Brian
the first
always talks about that. He always talks about. He said, We had to get to Mesa. We had to get it to Mesa."
Oh, that was great. It was fantastic.
Now you record on your very own label, Blue Velvet Soul Records, and
Hmm.
you were busy last year, even though you weren't on the road. Uh,
Right.
you released the live album, and then you released four singles.
Yes.
Two of this year alone. This year you
Yeah.
released Soft Words in January,
Uh-huh.
and then in July you did release Brighter Days. You know, I don't see the coronavirus stopping you doing music at all.
Right, right. No, it's not. I'm just I had to keep going, Thank God I was doing kitchen karaoke since the live on Facebook thing I do for 5 years now. And so when
Mhm.
the COVID hit and the pandemic came, we had to stay home and quarantine and everything. I was already in the mode. I was already doing it. So I got a lot of phone calls from my colleagues, from people in the music industry saying, well, what do you do? How do you do this? Kind of thing. So I was able to help people get on board with that, the whole, virtual thing. So it's been great. It was hard not working. And so I just did the Berks Jazz Festival this last weekend, the last 2 weeks. And it was great being around people. We wore our masks, we did things, try to, do the best we could. Wasn't much social distancing going on though, but not at all. But we made it as safe as possible. And it was great to be back with everybody again.
Well, I know it's hard when fans get a chance to see you finally. They can't help but
Yeah.
rush up on you, and
Yeah.
you can't say no. Stop.
Right,
They just
right.
come close and they
Hard for
want to
me.
touch you.
I just have to keep myself protected as much as I can and keep wearing my mask and, just pray that everything's going to be all right. But because I love people so much, and I can't wait till we get back to the world where we can hug and, kiss on everybody. That's who I am. And that's what this world should be about, so we got to get back to that.
Well, Maysa, I want to thank you for stopping by and wishing DC a happy
Yeah.
4th anniversary. And I want you to
Yeah.
know that we are still vibing off of your performance you did for us on our 2nd anniversary
Oh yeah.
call.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, that was fun.
Thank you, Miss Maysa.
Thank you, honey.